We have to start working on declensions. You may not know really what that means, but let's go ahead and start. I'm going to take the word for Lord or Master, Dominus, and this is what master looks like in the dictionary. All right, this is a flashcard word for you guys. I think it is. So, and you've certainly seen it in the epistolae for sure. I'm going to try to zero in on this a little bit better. So here's my word, Dominus. All right. There is what I call an orange chart, and the orange chart has 10 endings. US, I, O, UM, and O. And you have 5 more endings. I, ORUM, IS, OS, and IS. Now it turns out on the left-hand column, is singular, the right-hand column is plural. I realize you probably have, some of you have no idea what I'm doing, but don't worry about it right now. Just be good soldiers and let's get through this. We give this a name. These are called second declension masculine, and the masculine will never be spelled out in the dictionary, but that M dot stands for masculine, and I have the letters in parentheses that will always be omitted in the dictionary. And I normally call my second declension masculine endings my orange endings. This top line has the weird name of nominative. The nominative endings tell me where the subject of the sentence is. They tell me that a word that ends in US or I is the subject. The next level is genitive. The genitive tells me to say of when I see those endings. Then I have dative. Dative tells me to say to. Then I have accusative. Accusative tells me that these endings are locating the direct object for me in a sentence, a word that I'm going to move to the back of the sentence. And then this last line is called ablative. And the ablative is my preposition line. You add words like by or with when you see these two endings. All right. What else do I need to do? I probably ought to neatly encompass these endings in a box, but because it's difficult to squeeze these films into this file size that I'm allowed to use on Moodle, I'm going to progress and go quickly. So I'm going to forget the box. I want to put these 10 endings on the back of this word Dominus. I'm going to put the number 1 right here next to US, 2, tres, quatuor, quinque, sex, septime, octo, novem, decame. It's a little crowded, I'm going to take the US over here, put it on Dominus. Oh, Dominus already has a US on it. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip a space, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then decame down here. So I take Dominus right here, my number 1 answer. It already has the US on it, so I'm not going to add another US. Just write Dominus right down here in space number 1, Dominus. To get the second spelling for this word, number 2, I just go up here and take the I, which is the same as this I right here and the next to the number 2, and I'm going to substitute this I for the US. US comes off, I goes on. Domini. Take the I off to get number 3 and add an O. Domino. Keep going. Drop off the O, replace it with the UN, dominum, and then domino, just like that. Plural, number 6, right here, number 6. Drop off the O, add the I. Domini. Now you're just going in order. Dominorum, dominis, dominis, dominos, dominos. My writing's getting a little sloppy, sorry. And then what's the last ending? Number 10, is, dominis. Let's put some translating in here. This word means master. So number 1, the subject is going to say the master. Number 2, it's a genitive. Number 2 is genitive. I got to add the word of. So I say of the master. You're getting it. Number 3, I'm going to use the word to for this O right here. So I'm going to say to the master. Then I'm going to say the master, because there's no special word for number 4. I just use the UM ending, but the direct object has no special English word, so just say the. And then when I come to the ablative, number 5, I'm going to say by or with. That O tells me to say by or with, so I'm going to say by the master. Now I got to save some time. The translations here, 6 through 10, are the same as these translations up here, 1 through 5, except you add an S because these words are plural right here. So number 6 right here, the nominative, plural, would be just like the nominative singular, the master, except you add an S. So I'm going to say the masters. Genitive plural right here, genitive plural, you're going to say of. So you say of the masters. You just go down the line here and add an S to the word. It's all you do. So I'm going to skip these last 3. Now I got to squeeze one more chart in on you. I'm going to use the word for church, ecclesia. So ecclesia looks like this in the dictionary: E-C-C-L-E-S-I-A, comma A-E. And you're thinking, hey, that looks a little bit different from the noun we used up here, dominus. It doesn't have a U-S and an I. Ecclesia has an A and an A-E. Yeah, it's a blue or first declension noun, so I got to use a different set of endings. Here we go. I'm going to write down A, A-E, A-E, A-M, long A. Then I'm going to write down the plural here, A-E, A-R-U-M-I-S, O-A-S, my fault, A-S and I-S. Now, I'm going to use the same names that I used up here, nominative, genitive, dative, in the same order. So come on down here. Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, and ablative. All right? What these names do is the same as what they do up here in the second declension chart. By the way, these names are called cases. Nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative are cases. So come on up here. I don't know how I'm going to squeeze it in, but I'm going to say cases right here. These are my cases. All right. Which side's singular? That's right, left. Which side's plural? Well, only one left, plural. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, quatuor, quinque, sex, septame, octo, noveme, decame. Yep, just like we did above, okay? I'm going to get 10 answers for the first declension, just like I did for the second declension. These endings are called first declension. First declension nouns end in A and AE in the dictionary. A, AE, first declension. And I call these normally blue nouns. Let's put these endings, these 10 endings, on this word right here. This is number 1. See how it has an A on it? There's the A, the number 1 ending. This is the number 2 ending right here. The dictionary gives it to you. See, number 2, AE. All right, here we go. I'm going to come over to the other side real quick. Can I get this in here? No. Let me come over here. Let me erase dominus. Don't pay any attention to that. Let that go. Dominus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. What was the original word? Ecclesia. So come over here. That's number 1. And I'm going to write ecclesia right here. Ecclesia. Number 2, what do? I'm going to use the AE right here. Drop off the A, add the AE. Ecclesiae. That's how you say AE in Latin. You say an I sound in English. Well, the third ending is AE. The fourth ending is AM. The fifth ending is long A with a hat above it. So let's add those. Drop off the AE and add the next AE. Ecclesiae. Drop off the AE and add your next ending. Ecclesiam. And then finally, eccles. I got to stuff an L in there. Go boy. Ecclesia with a hat. What's the plural look like, Mr. D? A-E-A-R-U-M-I-S-A-S-I-S. So just drop off that A with a hat and let's go add an A-E and go to town. All right, here we go. Ecclesiae, ecclesiorum, ecclesi. Now that I is part of the word. Now I'm going to add the I-S ending. That's why you have a double I. I didn't make a mistake. Ecclesias, and then again, that I right there, the first one, this is just part of the word. Now I'm going to add my I-S ending right here, okay? So that's why I have a double I there. Now, what does this say? The first word is the nominative. The nominative does not have a special English word that goes with it. The genitive does. The genitive is of. The dative is to. Accusative is just a direct object. And ablative says by or with. Let's translate. Nominative, no special word. So all you're going to say here is the church. Genitive is of, so of the church. Dative is to, so to the church. Accusative is no special word, has no special word. Accusative, I don't see any special word. The DO has no special English words. It just say the church. Ablative, I'm going to say in the church. It's my preposition case. So I'm going to say in the church. All right, nominative right here. Well, the nominative does not have a special word, so now I'm just going to make it plural. The church is. Genitive does have a special word. My fault. G. Genitive is going to say of, so I'm going to say of the churches. This would be to the churches. This would just be the churches, and here we have in the churches. Anytime you get to the ablative, you're allowed to use a prep like by, or with, or in. Any prep that you want, by, or with, or in. Here's the dative, to, here's the accusative, which is the DO, or direct object. Now I've had to go fast, but I think you can follow this. Now I want you to practice with a couple of other nouns. Here's one noun I'll have you do. Do a declension for the word amicus, friend, and do a declension for the word ankyla. First declension noun, ankyla, feminine, which means slave woman. All right, and also give me English translations for each of the 10 Latin nouns. So do a declension for these two words. All right, amicus, second declension orange, ankyla, first declension blue. Wale.